Hey guys, guess what? I am now a full-time content creator slash YouTuber, and it feels amazing. In this video, I'm gonna tell you, well, how I was able to do it, and I think it's time for my audience to know why I had to. All right, let's dive in. So guys, it's time for me to explain how I was able to do this. And it all starts one day we moved into this house. And I've always had a shop, whether it was a one-car garage or in an apartment using whatever I could. But finally we moved into this house, had a two-car garage, and it was finally one of those moments where I thought, I finally have a shop that's a decent size. So I started making things, and in my woodworking journey, I've detailed this before in other videos that I started making cornhole boards with a skill saw and a drill, and I sold them to upgrade and get new tools, right? So we did that, and over the course of a few years here in the shop, I was able to afford some more tools, and I built up a collection, and I started doing some commissions. And there was one commission in particular that was a farm table build. I'll put a link here, actually it'll be below, but here's the picture. This table, it was kind of the start of everything, the genesis of this whole channel. And I was telling my wife, I would love to do this. I watch all these guys on this platform, and I would love to do this, but I don't have a DSLR, and I don't have a new MacBook, and I was just kind of thinking of all these reasons. But she said, hey, you know what, just film it on your phone, right? I'm sure there's an app you can download. So I did, and truth be told, I still film on an iPhone, and I still edit my software through the same software. So, and here we are all these years later, and it actually worked. And without her perseverance and telling me, hey, go do this, just film it on your phone, just try. It took me 3 months to edit that video, learning the software and whatnot. But that video did pretty well, even for me having about 28 subscribers at the time. So yeah, so fast forward, okay. Made a bunch of videos. I tried to put out one every couple weeks or so while still working full-time as a bakery manager. And about 2 years ago, I retired from my job as a bakery manager to work commercial HVAC with a family friend. As it turns out, that didn't work out, but what it did was it allowed me to pull some money from my 401k and build that. And if you're here because of this channel, I think that video alone has brought about 22,000 people into the channel. So you probably have seen it, right? And the fact of the matter was, it was a scary time because that job didn't work out, man. Oh my gosh, I got in there and things were so different than how it was promised. Within a few months, I realized I had made a mistake. And thank goodness, I'd been with public supermarkets at that time for around 21 years before leaving. They took me back. And they took me back into the assistant manager position. That's all they had available at the time. And so I came back to Publix, and there I go again, just living my life as a bakery manager again. And that was literally about a year ago. And so here we are today, and I'm announcing that I'm going full-time in this platform. But before I go any further, I just want to give you, well, a glimpse inside kind of the process in which I used to do every day. I get up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, typically around 4 or 5, and get to work early. And I'm going to go through a quick little montage of my day as a bakery manager. Hope you enjoy it. Here it is. You know what? This is me, guys, every morning, getting up, going to work, wishing I was coming in here. Today is my last day wearing these type of clothes. Going to retail. Ooh, boy. Let's go. take this off. Ha! Wow. That's pretty crazy. 23 years. Awesome. It's almost like I can't believe it's happening. Whoa! All right, let's go home. Back to the shop. See y'all there. Day one working for myself, and you know where I'm at. This is really cool. I gotta get some hardware. Let's do it. You know, all these years I've never been to Home Depot before 7 o'clock. I figured today was the day to do that, and makes sense, right? Get the day started early. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Now, I can't show you everything that I did every day. Of course, I can't show you, you know, various huddle meetings or evaluating associates, you know, all that good stuff, all that good managerial stuff, right? Can't really show you that, but at least I can show you the physicality. I kind of did that under the radar, but I don't work there anymore, so I think they won't mind. But anyway, yeah, that's neither here nor there. So, as I have announced, yes, I am full-time doing this. It's a pretty surreal experience knowing that my commute to work is really just getting up and coming into the backyard. It's pretty awesome. For a lot of years, I worked for the man, and now I am working for myself. And really, that's not true. I mean, really, I'm working for my audience, and really, I'm working for the people who want to consume my content, of course. Even though you work for yourself, you still have a bigger and greater boss, and that is the conglomerate of the people who you are hoping and praying that will still tune into what you do each and every week. So I'm gonna tell you, how I was able to, and then at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you a pretty important reason on why. There's some things going on. I'm gonna give you a glimpse inside into this family that a lot of people don't know. And but first, let's talk about how. So, how to become a full-time YouTuber, right? How to become a full-time content creator. I mean, polls right now, if you look at young people, they're polled on what do they want to do for a living. Now, YouTube and content creation is number one. Number one, it's crazy. And here I am, not nearly a young man at all. And this is what I'm doing. So how I was able to do it is persevere, okay? You have to always keep creating, right? Always keep creating. I was busy as all get out, don't get me wrong. Raising a family with 3 kids. At the point of me making this video now, my kids are 14, 5, and 4. And this channel's about almost 5 years old. So you could see busy times, you just can't stop. Okay, so that's the biggest goal, was to create and create and create. Now, none of it was really working, okay? But you know what was working was this incessant need to keep doing it. Because one day, I thought that it would be amazing to be able to provide for my family and still be here and not have to go work, get there at 4 in the morning some days, and in the same week, get there at noon and stay till midnight. Okay, those days are long gone, and I'm thankful for it. So how to do it? Well, you just got to keep doing it. And also, you can find your niche. I'm in the DIY space, and I try to be a very positive guy. I try to be uplifting. I try to give people a little tip or a little trick in each video, little things that I think are synonymous with my channel that people look forward to. You got to find your niche too. So, and you'll learn that along the way, but you're not going to learn it unless you just keep making. So that's the biggest thing, and that's how I was able to do it. After you get a few subscribers, more come in, you get some advice, you make different videos, something clicks, you get a banger every once in a while, and it just works. And then sponsorships start realizing you're getting a pretty good view count. Can't really say that right now. There's something going on YouTube in the DIY space. A lot of us have views that are down. But regardless, it'll come back. People, you know, with COVID, people are probably, you know, over sitting at home and watching this stuff and making stuff. They're ready just to get up and get back to work and get out into the world. And we understand that 100%. So that was how I did it. Don't ever stop. And I don't ever plan on continuing to stop either. So at this point, I'm going to move forward and explain to you, it's going to be tough. I'm going to explain to you why I had to. So let's do that now. Okay, so why am I going full time? That's the question. I wasn't going to put the why in this video. And if you're here at this point, thank you for being here. And well, I'm just going to dive right into it. You guys are so gracious that I thought this would be okay. And the why gets basically put into 2 different categories, my kids and my wife. Let's start with the kids, okay? So a few months ago, this guy right here, Mark Rober, put this video out called The Truth About My Son, and I didn't have a dry eye at the end of it. that video really hit close to home with me and our family here. My youngest son and my daughter, who are 4 and 5 respectively, they are on the autism spectrum as well. They are autistic, and they have their set of challenges for sure. They're beautiful kids. Oh my gosh, you guys know my kids are awesome. They're always hanging out. We're doing things together. My daughter is verbal. She has conversations, but she doesn't really have true conversations. She repeats things back that she hears, and she tries to. What's the word? She tries to communicate as best she can, but there's definitely a disconnect. And the programs that she's in are working really well. We see some improvement in her, it seems like daily, which is amazing for her age group. My son, on the other hand, the little precious little boy, he kind of runs around all day. He's happy as a clam, but he just kind of grunts and makes noise and sometimes says the ABCs or his numbers. You've seen him in the videos, sometimes maybe counting. And again, in these videos, there's so much footage that I have where I haven't released it of the kids because their condition is so prevalent. And every once in a while, I'll be able to get a nugget or two, and that's what you guys have seen so far. And maybe some of you have noticed that these kids are definitely on the spectrum for sure in the videos. I don't know. Maybe you have. But they require a lot. They're a handful for sure. Which brings me to my second reason, and that's my wife. And my wife is a beautiful woman. We got married. I'm going to show you a few pictures here. Got married. We were doing mud runs. I mean, this chick, I'm just enamored with her. She's the most beautiful creature on the planet to me. Really, she really is. But on our honeymoon on the way back from Jamaica, she passed out on the plane. Long story short, I can't get into it. We've been through the Mayo Clinic and everything. At this point, she has ME/CFS. Okay, I'll put it here on the screen. It's hard to say. Basically, chronic fatigue syndrome. And now, two reactions to this. Chronic fatigue, oh yeah, that's where like you're kind of tired, right? And we get that too. But the real reality is my wife can't ever recharge her human battery when she sleeps. It maybe charges up to maybe 5 or 6%, and that's it. When typical people like you and me, we go through the world, we go to sleep, we sometimes don't get enough sleep, but we still get up and we go through the next day. She's unable to do that. To give you a little context, for the last 3 months, she's only been out of the room and out of her bed for 8 days in 3 months. And I miss her. I miss her a lot. So I had to be here, and our support system to be with our kids are her grandmother and my mother, and we're so thankful for them, but they're getting older, and it's not their responsibility to raise my children. And because of you, because of this audience, I'm now able to be here, and I can do this from home. Kids are in school, I'm here creating content, and I can't thank you enough. The reason I am able to do this, the reason Lord willing is looking down upon us is because of your viewership and your support. And again, I don't want anything from you guys except to just see a glimpse inside, thumbnail roll by your feed, and just click it and watch it. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking that you just check out what we do. That's it. And I never thought I would really share this on this platform, but I did. And I'm very lucky to have the beautiful life that I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful. It can be challenging at times, and I'm just so thankful I can be here. Perspective is an interesting thing, right? I'll leave you with this, and this will be the last thing that I talk about. We have a saying that in our family basically goes like this. I once felt really sorry for a little girl that I saw that had no shoes until I saw a little girl that had no feet. You let that sink in for just a second. You get what I'm saying, you know. It's a really illustrative way to say, you know, things could always be worse, I guess. But you know what? I mean, each day is called the present because I believe it's a gift. Every day we have is a gift. And I truly believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel for my wife. As tough as it is, as hard as it is for her to go through. I love her, I support her, I want the best for her. And, you know, thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on my next video.